In this part 2 of the episode, we're about to take a deep dive into the results of a hair test so that you can understand whether this is right for you. And I have to say, our results were a little bit shocking.
Because the whole reason why your copper's high is because your nervous system is burnt out and your body holds on to copper.
Right.
So that you're not sucking on copper pipes, I'm guessing.
No.
Yeah.
So what are the 4 fundamentals? How does a hair test fit in? And why is walking like a lioness going to be better for us? Stay tuned to find out more.
Don't forget to hit follow and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you want to see more of behind the scenes with this particular episode, definitely hop over to It Takes Heart on Instagram. You may even see Sam riding a skateboard.
We care for the land and sea. We care.
So we did the hair test.
Yes, you did.
And I got to tell you, like, when I got my results, like, I've got off the charts copper, zinc, magnesium, calcium, iron, titanium, nickel. Is that normal to, like, for the first one? And, like, also, what hope do I have to get those back? Like, I feel like I need to be wheeled into an emergency room and laid down. Like, it was a lot.
And because it also then talked to a little bit about where it had the little box about what you might see that manifest as.
The tendencies graph, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, are you okay? I mean, am I okay too? Like, mine certainly had, calcium off the chart and all of these things. I was like, why? And again, from someone who wants to do well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't feel great.
And I wouldn't have said, I was like, if you'd said what were the little whispers, I probably would have been like, to know. So then I was like, am I so off the charts?
So what made you want to do the test? Was it just because we were having this podcast?
I'm particularly interested in this sort of medicine. So I was like, I've never done anything like that.
Yeah.
I do agree that your body's giving you the messages.
Yeah.
I've always thought that.
And you've always seen a naturopath.
Yeah,
and
I've
all of
always
those
seen
sorts of
naturopaths.
things,
Always done all that. So we're
trying to really understand if we were going to speak to you. We want to understand
so you can see
what
it's
this is
like.
about.
Yeah.
Because definitely when I read your book, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like I ran out. I had to tell all the women in my life, all of us in our 40s,
To say, don't go straight for the clitoris. Oh my gosh, what is happening? Mind
All
blown.
the
You don't even
things-
have to read the whole book. Just read the first
That's
page.
the first bit,
Done.
right?
It's the quickest book you'll ever read.
Done.
women
Maybe
of a
hand it to your husband.
women of a certain age, and we're all
And we're all
we catch up,
perimenopausal.
Yes.
we're all
We're
talking
in our
about the same
40s. It's all
stuff.
about
I was like,
perimenopause.
ladies, just shut the front door.
Yes.
I've got a new concept. Like it felt really validating. It felt
Because we all know that our body actually isn't working against us.
And
We know that it's helping us, but we're fed all the, like the advertising industry,
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
things
yeah.
like there's something wrong with you. Buy this car and you'll be
Yes.
amazing. Like,
But even I think you said what your body needs at 40 isn't going to be what it needed at 20. And I was
Yeah.
like,
But also,
obviously.
the other thing that prompted me too was at the beginning of the year, I was like, I do a full health test. And I went and did like a blood test, did all the things. And then she said, I think is that your white blood cells are a bit low. We'll just monitor it. Could be an autoimmune thing. Come back in a couple of months and we'll just see what it is. And I just thought, that just doesn't, like, there's got to be more to it. There's got to be more going on.
and there's so many, that's lost
And
in
let's
the
not
space
wait for it
between.
to get
right?
worse.
You're
Yeah.
fine.
There's
Just,
so many people that have that, and you've got the little whisper of like,
that doesn't seem right.
that doesn't seem right, but
Yeah.
also like, what do I do?
Yeah.
And
And then do I
that-
wait and get leukemia? Like,
I was going to
what's
say
the
wait to
thing,
get
right?
worse, and then there's a problem.
I'm sure there's like something before leukemia, but I was like straight for the clitoris.
Whoa.
Leukemia.
Okay.
But yeah, that is why. But then we
It's like
got it, and
immune
we
function needs a little bit of support.
That's
Maybe don't go
it.
straight for leukemia.
Yes, but then we got this back, and then we were like, are we going to, like, how do we get out of this? Is this normal? Where do you start when
And
you
be-
get these hair tests?
Yeah.
We need to stop asking.
I know,
you need to stop
sorry.
You talk. We're just like,
So this is where we just go one fundamental at a time. So like, for instance, what I was saying before, how it's like, well, we don't get, it's not like on the test result, you get this is your estrogen level, this is your testosterone level. And there are definitely places for that. Like if you're going through that perimenopausal, menopausal phase and you're experiencing different symptoms, we want to also test them. That's why the framework isn't just, it's just medical or it's just functional or it's just energetic. We have to look at all of it and go like, okay, for me right now with my symptoms, if I put them through that framework, what's the thing that I need? Because ultimately when you do get that trust and connection with your body and you hear it more and more and it becomes stronger and stronger, you'll know what your body needs in the moment. And those little changes that you're doing with your behaviour actually have knock-on effects for your functional health. Yeah. So for instance, like on the second page, straight away, your nervous system fundamental needs support, Sam. I don't know whether I want to out you on the podcast.
That is not. I don't think there is a single person that will listen to this that would disagree with you.
Considering we're like type A personality, I've got all these, like, your mind's constantly going. Yeah. Which, like, if you're able to do that and you don't have any knock-on effects with any of your health, absolutely go wild. Like, what's the problem, right? So this is where that common and normal, I see lots of people go like, oh, but like, is it actually normal, or what's common, and like, how do I know, like, should I? And then you can become so pedantic with going like, I have a little bit of dry skin in my eyebrow, and then I've got this little thing, and like, that means this, that means this. So it's coming back to, and that's the energetic layer, which we can get into in a second, where you have ultimate trust that your body is looking out for you and it's helping you. Yeah. And to listen to the even smaller whispers, which is the energetics. But yeah, we can
like
see
some
here.
days you're vibrating.
Some days I'm like this.
Yeah.
I mean, both of us.
Like 2 coffees will just throw me over the edge. I'm just like, meh.
Yeah, your adrenals.
Which does for fun.
Adrenals. They need to just
and energy. Yeah.
They just need to calm down.
Your body is literally saying to you, slow down from this. That's like the overall picture.
Right. And can you recover your nervous system?
Absolutely. So I'm saying this also because I can out myself too. My first results were very much similar to yours as well. And I was like, I'm not stressed. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, yeah, I tried to move overseas and live in London, which I found out you both did too.
Yeah, we did.
And COVID hit, and then I had to come back, and then there was this whole personal life change and career change, and I was moving, and I was like, oh, no, it's fine. I'll study 2 masters. That's okay.
Yeah. Easy.
And it's like, are you stressed? I'm like, no, because I'm comparing it to previous things that I've had stress with. And it's the same like with writing my book. I was like, no, I'm not stressed. My body was screaming at me. I had blood-filled cystic acne. I had all this different – I was exhausted, but I was like, no, but I love what I'm doing. Yeah. The body was literally screaming at me. And now if you ask me now, I'm like, oh, well, yeah, I was really stressed, but I didn't think it at the time. Yeah. So that's the hard thing. Like when you're in the weeds –
and also, too, what you just said resonated because I was like, I love what I do.
That's what I was going to say.
So it's great. Like,
yeah.
And this is where it's almost what do you do? Because sometimes people just say, well, you need to cut back, because I feel that. Like, I love the work that we do. I love my family. It's super busy. Love all the activities. Kids are thriving. So I was like, well, just do less. It's like, that's not...
Maybe it's not doing less, it's doing it different.
Yeah, because you can't...
And doing it different may be that there is some things where you're like, I was giving time and attention and thought to that, and I'm not going to anymore. But one of the big things for me, like my nervous system fundamental was like screaming on my first test, and I just saw the copper and I saw lots of other things. I'm like, okay, I'm going to support all these other things. I'm going to take all the supplements, do all the things, retest 3 months later. Oh, okay. Oh, my copper's come way down. That's amazing because it was really high. That was the main thing. But my liver function got worse because I was doing it way too fast. Yeah. I wasn't caring for my body at the same time. I was like, let's get rid of this. Let's just get it out. This is really bad. This is the problem.
Just like a whack-a-mole then. This.
And it's like you actually need to be gentle with your body. Yeah. Like that's the overall thing is like be gentle with your body. It's trying to help you. And then after the 3rd test I go, oh, it was my nervous system the whole time. Because the whole reason why your copper's high is because your nervous system is burnt out and your body holds on to copper.
Right.
So that you're not sucking on copper pipes, I'm guessing.
No.
Yeah.
That was the thing. I was like, we need to check her pipes or something at her house.
What's wrong with your taps?
She said,
what you can actually look at is if you get like the colour of the Statue of Liberty. Yeah. If you get that around your pipes, then it can be that there's more copper because that's oxidised copper. Yeah. So that is something that you can look at. But the vast majority of time, particularly with this combination of what your nervous system fundamental ratios are doing, that's driving it. And I can personally attest.
Yes.
That's the pattern.
That's it.
That happens.
No matter what I do. What about stress? Like,
yeah, mine
so
definitely.
what do you
actually
do?
Uncontrolled stress.
Like it literally said prolonged, uncontrolled stress.
Can you recover from?
Yeah, but this is where we need to bring in. Okay, what do we actually do for that? And like, what do you do for stress? Right? Yeah. Oh, people said yoga, or people say meditation, or maybe I need antidepressants. Maybe I need to go get diagnosed with ADHD. Maybe I need to like. What do you do? Right?
And particularly when you feel good.
Yeah. So this is where. One of the things that I have been doing, because I'm in a similar boat to you guys, and if anyone's listening and they're like, yeah, I feel great, but my nervous system is like this, I play around with the pace of things and also my physical body, because that actually rewires what part of your brain is driving things. So what I mean by that is I tell my patients is pretend like you're a lioness. Mm-hmm. So how does a lioness move? She's not darting around talking really fast. Like, we're quite excited.
That is so funny.
He's like, oh, like, tell me, right?
She walked in, we'd
It's
just
like,
be like, at you.
Yeah,
like a little cub.
Yeah,
like a
right. That's not a lioness.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's not normal.
No, it is. I'm pretty excitable, right? But
We're like the Chihuahua.
We are like two.
yeah, so this is where you actually just play around with the pace, and it's the same thing. And this is what I mean by you can do the same things, you just do it differently. So I literally, when I'm in the morning, you're getting up and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I get to drive to Brizzy and talk to you girls, and this is going to be amazing. But it's like, okay, if I'm running around the house trying to cram everything in, doing an email because I'm also really excited about that and like doing all these things, that's my body is noticing you don't have enough time. So there's not spaciousness, which is a threat to your body, which triggers your nervous system. So if we were to go, okay, I'm going to walk to lunch today, but I'm going to walk like a lioness would. Probably not on all fours, but you get what I mean, right? And then you're also going to talk like a lioness does. So you're not over-explaining things. You're just like, no, I know what I want, and I'm just saying that. You're not like, oh, yeah, but maybe we could do this and we'll figure out some things. And, oh, what? Right.
I think we're going to need to break up.
But even you think about, we're dragging our kids around. It's like, get out the door, hurry, hurry.
So this is where the common and normal thing, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's the same. Everyone's like, oh, we got to cram all the things in. It's so exciting. We live all this. We have our life filled with all these amazing things that we're doing.
We are very excitable.
We also have like 5 different chats going. I was just thinking about even that. Like, we chat on Instagram, we chat on Messenger, we chat on this, we chat on LinkedIn. Like, even
all the
the
different
volume
channels.
of all of the way we
Which is what our
interact.
nervous system isn't used to.
Yeah.
So that's the easiest thing. And it's I feel like I can feel it. So I'm like, okay, lioness, how would she actually walk? Like sometimes, okay, I'm going to go for a walk on the beach. And I'm thinking, oh, I've got to be back by this time. And I'm going to do this. And I'm walking really fast. It's like, actually, how would a lioness be walking? And oh my gosh, she's feeling the feeling of the sun on her skin. And she's like and she's looking around like at the horizon. She's not like, oh, okay, I'm doing this and I'm checking my phone, I'm taking a photo and I'm doing all this stuff. It's like, oh no, I'm actually just
present,
walking, feeling, being like, oh whoa. And like what a lioness does, she'll scan the environment, like the horizon. So if someone is listening to this and you're not necessarily feeling like you are, like you might actually be feeling like you're stressed, you can actually get into your body to help your body out of that rumination part of your brain. So literally just standing there like a lioness and slowly scanning the horizon with your eyes and turning your head. That actually goes into that part of your brain to calm it down and go, you're in a big posture, you're scanning the environment, you're obviously not prey. Like that part of your brain goes, you must be the predator.
Yeah.
So there's nothing out here that's going to harm you.
Yeah, you're safe.
So it's giving signals to your physiology that you're safe. And sometimes we can do mantras. We can be like, you're safe, everything's fine, be where your feet are, all the different things. And they all can help. But I found that this can be really beneficial and a lot of people love it. They're like, yeah, I'm a lioness. Or like message me and it's great.
I'm a
I love
lioness.
it.
So,
No, you go.
I was just going to say, is that a society thing too? Because I guess when we're in these busy lives now, and if you're in business and all the things, you might see someone a little bit slower, and we've got to move quicker, and almost slow equals lazy, or slow. There might be those external.
And this is where the energetics layer comes in. So the energetics is often, I think about, say for instance, you have a symptom of fatigue. When you're listening with the energetics, it's going, what is this symptom telling me about my life? So functional is, what is this symptom telling me about my body and what it needs? And then it's like, okay, what's it telling me about my life and all of that? So it can come with your identity. Like, I have this identity that I'm not a lazy person.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm not lazy. I'll prove it to you. It's like no one was calling
Stop
you lazy.
looking at me.
No one was calling you lazy, right?
Yeah.
But you just have, it's like, okay, and you can go into past traumas and how you were grown up and all those things, which can be helpful in the right space. But also we can go, oh, whoa, okay, I had this story, because these are stories that drive everything. I have this story that if I sit down, I'm lazy, for instance. And you can put it, there's Byron Katie is she's an author. The Four Truths. I actually don't know whether that's the title of her book, but the Four Truths is a process she does. And you just say, is that true? You go, okay, I have this belief that if I sit down, I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Is that true? And you might be in your mind being like, absolutely it is. Like, look at that person. It's like, no, and your brain just goes and reinforces that. And you go, am I absolutely sure that is true? And you go, actually, maybe I do know other people that like sit and rest and I don't think they're lazy. Oh, okay. And then, so you might be like, oh, great. And then you say, how do I feel when I believe that thought? When I rest, I'm lazy. How do you feel? Oh, it doesn't make me feel that good. Okay, well, it mustn't be true then. And then you go, okay, what would I feel if I flipped it? So when I rest, I feel amazing. Or when I rest, that actually moves me forward faster. Or whatever the change of belief that you want. And then you go, oh, okay, that feels so much better. And then all of a sudden, all your patterns and behaviours and actions start to change. And then it's like, oh, whoa, my levels on my functional test changed. And it wasn't because I was taking supplements. It was because I actually addressed the underlying thing that was there. And it's not that you're having to necessarily give up big things.
Yeah.
It's that you're doing it in a different way. It's like when you are actually resting, you are resting instead of going, oh, okay, I've finished everything. I'm going to sit down on the couch and watch this new series with my hubby. I'm going to do whatever. We've got this time. The kids are in bed. And then you're sitting there and you're watching it and you're thinking, oh, okay, I got that email.
Didn't make the school
I got
lunches,
that email
got
to
to
do.
do
when you said that example, I'm like, my husband says to me, you cannot sit and put your feet up. And I'm like, no, because I sit there and I'm like, could be doing that.
So, and this is like I love this stuff. So we could be here for days. We could turn this into a whole thing.
You got my hair as well. I was like, yes.
But this is where, and I'm saying this because I know this. I have been there and I do still sort of go into that, but I'm so much more aware now. And I know, like, my whole thing is like, what actually is success or what is health to you? Because a lot of people, like, you need to sort of like know where that guidepost is, and that's with the energetics. You need to know where is your intention set? Like, where's your GPS? Because everything else in your life is going to filter to get you there. So we need to know, what is that? So for me, it's like, well, yes, you can be successful and calm and healthy and have fulfillment in all other areas of your life. You don't have to get to success by rushing and always be doing things.
Busy.
So it's like, okay, how can I actually have that? So, okay, now I'm going to change all my behaviours. And now, like a little thing, if you're someone that does sit on the couch and your mind's like school lunches, emails, whatever, I literally imagine a picture of a phone charger plugged in at the wall and it's turned off at the wall. You know, like if you've ever gone to bed and you plug your phone in, you plug your phone in and you wake up in the morning and you go, it wasn't turned on at the wall, so it didn't actually charge. Like that's, I always think to myself, I'm like, that's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
So then I go, okay, well, how do I get out of that part of my brain, which is the story part, the rumination part? We get into our body. Our body part is the switch. I haven't explained this fully, but basically there's a part of your brain that's responsible for everything that's going on in your body. What's your body temperature? What's your insulin levels? What's your iron levels? How does your body feel? All the things. So what I do is I go, okay, how can I get into my body right now? And how can I love pleasure? Because a lot of the times when I have to do all these things, we have this, not aversion to pleasure, but it's almost like we have to earn it.
Yes.
Instead of going, the pleasure could be, oh my gosh, I just love laying on this couch. How comfortable is it? I'm so glad we got this couch. And you just like allow your body to sink into it. Then all of a sudden you're out of it. You've forgotten that all these emails and different things you need to do. You're just like, and then you're in your body.
We were talking about the joy, weren't we? Of
moments of joy.
Yeah.
So that's with nervous system. It's like you have the different, I talk about in the book with the traffic lights, so green light, orange light, red light. With the hair test, so you're both slow one, so that's more of like a red light. And it's not that you're stuck in it all the time, and by all means you guys are not like catatonic freeze, like you're not like that at all. So it's moving into it, but your body's like, okay, we just need to slow you down to bring you back into the green. So a green light is like play, pleasure, curiosity, calm, joy, spaciousness. It's lioness. Yeah. So we want to be in that most of the time, but we also want red and orange lights, like driving on the road.
Yeah.
We need all
We
of
need
them.
those as well.
That's what's helped us survive. We just don't want to stay stuck in the other ones.
You know, across all the tests that you do, is there one of the 4 fundamentals that you see is consistently the one that's the problem? And is it different for women and men?
I would say probably the nervous system and metabolism one
Why do you
are the
think that
most
is?
common. I think because of how society is.
now, we're just
The
on.
busyness, the rushing, and also with metabolism, the main thing we look at is your light environment. So sunlight, yes, but also artificial light. You can sort of think of it as light is actually energy. It's how we get energy. Because what do we think? What gives you energy? Like as a baseline, food, right? We need food to give us energy. But how does a plant grow?
Out in the sun.
From sun.
From sunlight.
So it's stored energy that we're eating and consuming to give us energy. So we actually, I want you to think of your skin literally like a solar panel. So you're actually getting, your cells are getting energy and charge from the sun. Does that mean that everyone should be in the sun all day, every day? Absolutely not.
And this is the contradiction then of everyone going, no, but I've got to avoid the sun because I'm going to get skin cancer, and it's
Then you slap
you
it
know.
on the sunscreen, but then
Blocks
that
it and
blocks
gives
out the
you
vitamin D.
chemicals.
Yep.
And then if
Yes,
you think about
that's it.
countries where they don't get a lot of sun, and then they do have, you know, seasonal affective disorder, I
yes.
guess, because they're not getting.
Well, I think
the
it's
sun.
a bit like the sun's been around a bit longer than all of us have. It's probably a reason for it.
Yeah.
And it, like, we can see that it grows all of these things that nourish us.
Yeah.
Right? So just thinking about it on a basic level like that, you're like, okay, well, I know the sun is good. And you know when you've been sick or you've been inside all day,
just-
like what feels amazing? Going outside and just being like, oh, I'm in the sun.
They say that when
feeling is
people
great.
are at the end of life, they often say that they
Yeah.
just want to sit out in the sun.
Well, there's so much research about people. I'm reading a book at the moment, and he talks about there was this boy that was, they couldn't do anything. I can't remember, he had a rare cancer of some kind, and they were like, he was 17, like, sorry, we can't do anything about it. He's just going to die. We're going to have to just allow him to slowly die over these next couple of days in hospital. And he's like, I just want to go outside. Like, can you just, and they figured out everything. And then now it's been like 10 years. So, and I'm not saying that just put everyone who's in critical care out in the
Yes.
sun, but there's hospitals now that are doing that because they know the impacts of that. And you know the impacts of nature. Like what happens when you might go on a camping trip with your
Yeah.
family
Yeah.
and there's no reception, there's no non-native EMFs and all these other electrical
Yeah.
impulses that are coming in, and you just hear the sound of the birds. You get the negative ions, you get the sun.
Feet in the ground.
Feet on
We
the
talk about
feet.
that,
So
right?
it is. It's like we know this stuff.
Yeah.
We know that nature is good for us. Like, I don't know anyone that's going to be like, nature is bad for you,
Yeah.
unless you're American and you think everything in Australia is going to kill you. But I'm guessing you don't have many American listeners.
No, not
Not
yet.
yet.
Howdy, y'all.
Yeah.
But you were talking then about sunscreens
Yes.
and
Toxins.
toxins and chemicals, and what are you seeing in a world of more toxins? You know, if you think about cosmetics, processed foods, Botox fillers, like all of
But
the...
you also said in the book, don't even get me started on vaping. I want to start you on vaping because
Yeah.
that like,
cannot.
if I look around our office now, everyone vapes.
And even...
What would you say to those
Don't
people?
vape.
Why?
Don't do it.
why.
Tell us about
Oh
it.
my gosh, it's so
I mean, don't tell
bad.
us.
It's
We're
just
not
like
vaping,
it's so interesting because I think societally it's smoking is bad. Vaping is like the healthy alternative. Like as a conceptual,
Yes, that's how it's
like,
perceived,
oh, it's okay.
yeah.
I'm only vaping.
Yeah.
And I can sort of do it inside. Like people, oh, you
I
can't
know.
smoke
right?
inside, but I can vape.
in the bathrooms.
I just came back from overseas in Europe, and I would say every second person was vaping.
Really?
So many people vaping. Like you just be sitting at a restaurant, so I'll
Yeah.
be like sneakily taking a vape, and
It's kind of like
Really?
we've gone back
What are
in
you doing?
time where
Is that like vaping?
You could
know,
do
when
it.
you used to go
That's
to a
the
restaurant,
thing.
you go like, do you want smoking or non-smoking?
That's what
was
it
it
was
like
like
that, or was it just
overseas.
everyone in together vaping?
No, everyone. Well, in Europe, they don't have
Well,
the
yeah,
whole
they
like
don't.
you can't smoke
True.
and eat in the same areas, which I'm so glad we have that in Australia.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can think about it like, okay, well, why do you want to vape? What's it giving you? What's the behavioural thing that's doing? Often it's soothing, or it can become habitual, like it's that dopamine hit. You could take it way back to, now I don't know the research of this, but we were talking about it in my family of healthcare practitioners. We're like, it's interesting because what do you give a baby when it wants to be soothed?
A dummy. Or
So it's a sucking reflex,
sucking,
right?
right.
So that
It's
sucking reflex
soothing.
is going into that part of your brainstem that soothes. So it's going back to, again, what is going on with people? Like, how can we help people on a deeper level? But from a functional standpoint, what vaping does, it's chemicals. Like, if it, okay, it's a grape flavoured thing, it's amazing, it tastes delicious. Is a grape flavoured Fanta good for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the thing that's giving it great flavour? What is that chemical? Like, it's a chemical. If it was Mortein flavoured, like fly spray, you'd be like, absolutely not. I'm not inhaling that. It's a different taste, but it's still made of these chemicals that are artificial and our body doesn't know how to recognise. Not to mention it has a heated element that is made of metal. Mm-hmm. What are we seeing on these tests of a lot of people, a lot of heavy metals? Like, where are you getting these heavy metals? You don't work in mines, you're not working with asphalt, you're not on farms with sprays and all these different areas. It's like, oh, do you vape?
To be clear, I do not vape too from my...
No,
but it's true. That's what made us
vape
ask
based on
that.
your levels.
That's why we ask, because we're like, yeah, all these toxins then. Exactly right. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, so this is where, and if we think about heavy metals and toxins, that's one of the things that you're going to be getting from the vaping, which I don't think is, like, that's not revolutionary. Like, surely, well, I think in my mind, like, you're inhaling something that's artificial, surely you know that there's chemicals in that.
What do you think the long-term effects are going to end up with vaping? Because we're kind of at this, it's almost like, when smoking
there's a specialised lung class diagnosis of, like, people that have vaping damaged lungs. Mm-hmm. And then we can think about with, for instance, if you are getting heavy metals, if you're a woman and you want to fall pregnant, but also in men too, because heavy metals do damage your sperm quality and the DNA in them. When you get pregnant as a woman, your placenta sort of acts like a detox pathway. So if you have heavy metals in your body, and this is not to fearmonger anyone, but if you have heavy metals in your body, you will detox them into the placenta and into the baby. So you'll be benefited, but the baby will then get this high dose of whatever the heavy metals are. So this is where you might be someone that's vaping and eating processed foods, having high insulin levels, your nervous system's not looked after, and you're like, I don't know why I can't fall pregnant. It's like, yes, maybe there are causes medically. Maybe you've had pelvic inflammatory disease and you have scarring and you need to create the pathway for the egg and the sperm to meet, or there's lots of different reasons for that. But often it's just come back to your fundamentals. Yeah. A hair test is a great place to start. You don't have to start with that by any means. You could just go, okay, what's happening with my nervous system fundamental? Like, how much spaciousness and time do I really feel, and how much pleasure and play do I feel in the day? That's a really great question to ask yourself. And then you go, metabolism, okay, how much sunlight am I actually getting in the day, and what's my blue light environment like? You can think of blue light like processed food, sunlight like nutritious food, right? Because light is, think of it like a nutrient for your body. Think of it like food. I always say to people, it's the first food in or on your body for the day. Yeah. So if people are like, what time should I have coffee, and is it past this and past this? Just to make it really simple and easy, you want sunlight on your body first and then go about your day.
And do the rest.
Yeah. And then you can look at your blood sugars as well. If you're someone that gets skin tags or you feel tired after you eat, those things are very common for people that have blood sugar issues. If you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, any sort of chronic disease, blood sugars are often playing a part with that. And then the nutrient part. And this is where you can be like, oh, your hair's falling out, or you've got stretch marks, you've got white spots on your fingernails, because there's lots of different types of nutrients. As you know, there's magnesium, sodium, potassium, calcium, zinc, lots of them. And your nutrients are actually how your cells work. If anyone's listening to this and they're a healthcare practitioner, you would have heard of the sodium potassium pump. It's literally how your cells create energy. So we need to support all of them to balance better, because you'll see here, like, for instance, when our nervous system is stressed, our body goes, we want to slow you down because you've been going. So we're going to help you. Yeah. And we're going to dump this sodium out of your body. Yeah. Because that's going to slow you down, because sodium speeds you up. So we want to slow you down, so we're going to dump that. But then you go, oh, why am I feeling so fatigued and tired? And this goes back to listening to your body. Yeah. Why am I so fatigued and tired, even though my doctors told me that there's nothing wrong with my blood tests? Which is great, because it means I don't have an infection, I don't have cancers, my iron level's okay, I'm not bleeding internally or losing too much blood, my thyroid's okay. Awesome. So what do I do now? So this is where we look and go, oh, okay, this trend. And this hair test tells us what's going on, but really what it's doing is mirroring back the patterns, how your body's wanted to adapt to your life. That's what it's doing. It's like, this is how your body's been adapting. Okay, we can take supplements targeted to you, and this is one of the things it gives you, which is great, but supplements are supplemental.
Yeah.
If you just take supplements and then stop taking them, what's going to happen? Your body's going to adapt
Straight
in the
back
same
to-
way.
Yeah, where
Yeah,
you
it's
are.
actually
That's what it's
looking at
doing.
long-term sustainable
Yeah.
change.
What about the role of emotions?
Yes, you talked about
like-
sort of stress and
Yeah.
joy
Yes.
But then what is the role that emotions play in manifesting
Physically.
Physically.
Yeah. So this is where there's this thing called the triple brain network, if I could like draw it for you. But basically, your brain has all these complex components. We would have heard of like the medial prefrontal cortex, amygdala, hippocampus, brainstem, all these different things. Just think of them as 3 hubs, 3 sections.
Yep.
So we have the part that's responsible for the body, the part that's responsible for the story that we have about ourselves, other people, and our life, and the part that is responsible for action, taking action. So we could think, for instance, of someone that procrastinates. It's like, well, they just can't take action. It's like, why aren't I taking action in this thing? Because you're probably in the story part of your brain. You're probably going, oh, it's because I'm lazy. Oh, it's because it's going to be too hard. It's because I don't know how to figure it out. It's because whatever the belief is. And it's like, and then you just don't take the action, right? So this is where, when emotions come into it, they all interact with each other, but the body is the switch. So if you have really high levels of lead in your body, for instance, or you are noticing that you have a really high calcium to potassium ratio, so your thyroid slowed down, you are going to have more tendency towards slower thought processes. So brain fog, depression, those things can happen because your body doesn't have what it needs to actually be able to have those other emotions. Like, it's not to say that you're not going to have the other
you're not
emotions,
gonna
but it's
have
like
them.
your physiology
Yeah.
can actually affect what the core emotions are that you have. When I went to one of the trainings with this lab that does the tests, they were talking about this guy who'd been diagnosed with schizophrenia after the floods in Lismore, and he had gone to the floods in Lismore to help. He was stripping wood. I can't remember the reason why. It's like because of the floods and mould. I can't remember. But he was stripping wood, and there was something in the wood that had caused it to basically aerate the heavy metals. And his whole personality had changed at that time. And it was like, everyone's like, oh, well, he's just got stress-induced schizophrenia because of the floods and everything that happened. And he was suicidal, terrible situation. He did this test and he's like, well, oh my gosh, he had all of these different toxic elements coming out. They supported his body, his fundamentals. His body secreted them, or excreted them, sorry. And then his moods, balance, his emotions came back to how he was. His personality went back to how it was. So it's looking at, okay, well, what's going on with the body and how that affects emotions, but then also placebo effect. We know if we focus on something or we believe something, our belief changes our body.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways. So it's important to, if you're someone that's like, I'm just trying all these things and I'm doing all the positive stuff and I'm looking at that, it's like, okay, yes, the mindset work and reframing, doing the 4 truths, for instance, there's lots of different things you can do, is helpful. But if you're also noticing physical symptoms, looking at your body, looking at do my cells have what they need? Do they have those 4 fundamental things? Okay, let me do that. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, my blood sugars are balanced. I have so much energy. I don't have brain fog. Now all of a sudden, and like my weight has changed. This weight is dropping off me and I'm not having to diet and I don't have all these different things. And now it's all of a sudden like, yeah, I can go out. I could go out on dates. I feel different about myself.
Yeah.
My whole body feels different. It's like, because what we've done is we've helped care for your fundamentals and now the other emotions can come out. But also vice versa, the emotion of, okay, well, I feel really bad about myself because I've got this story of whatever that came from my childhood. And then that can keep your body locked in that posture. Like I went to a training with Bessel van der Kolk, who's the guy who wrote Body Keeps the Score.
Yep.
Amazing 80-year-old trauma psychologist. I love him. And he showed at the start videos of shell-shocked soldiers, so back in the Vietnam War, and actually how their physical body would walk, and it was almost like a Parkinsonian-like gait, which is sort of like shuffling, and you're not really swinging your arms. Your face is quite still, and you're just like, and you could be like shaking and like a trauma shake. So it's like, okay, well, what happened, what that scenario did, and the emotions affected the physical body. So we also know that in Chinese medicine. So, okay, well, we hold on to resentment or anger. You can have liver and gallbladder issues.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's looking at it from both sides. It impacts it from both sides.
So if you can do blood work, hair testing, but I guess just looking at the fundamental framework that you've spoken about today, if people just want to start leaning in to the idea and the concept, maybe, I guess unless you have testing, it's hard to understand exactly where your body's at. Are there things, you talked about the sunlight and various things, but where do people start? Like what's the few things that people could do if there's no big problem that's sending them to get hair testing or to the doctors, but they really want to embrace this concept maybe and just
Having
learn
their life
more
be
and
more
lean.
aligned.
Obviously read the book, that'll get you started.
Yes,
but what
absolutely.
what do they do?
So if I were to give you one thing for each of the fundamentals, so for the nervous system, it's spaciousness, I would say. Spaciousness and, I'm going to give you two. Spaciousness and having that like, okay, I'm going to give myself pleasure of some kind, pleasure or play today. That's my top priority.
Taking notes.
So, and that could be you're doing the same thing, but you're going about it in a pleasurable or playful way.
Yeah.
Can
So,
you give an example of that practically?
So
Like, are you talking about I've still got to make dinner, but I'm going to have fun making dinner tonight?
yeah,
Is that what
you're
you're
playing music
Sing.
and dancing?
Yeah,
So it's the
music
same. Like
on.
I often say to my patients, and I've said it online, I naked dance in the mornings.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so good, and it's interesting because I would do it and I'd like put up the morning song, and then it became a job for me because I was like, oh, I need to put this up for other people and all these things. I'm like, stopping doing that because
Where are you putting this up? I was like, is
where
this
are
on
you
your
putting
OnlyFans?
the
no. Might be earning heaps of money.
Let's just...
No, I was just putting up the song. I wasn't putting a video up of me.
Okay, just clarifying. Everyone will be like, where is she? Where is she?
Yes, but it was just paying attention
Yeah.
to, oh, now this is all of a sudden being
not
like, I
fun.
need to put this up. It's not,
It's a job.
yeah. So going, oh, no, actually not everything in your life has to be a job and you don't
Yeah.
have to always show up. It's like, I'm just going to do this for me because it feels really good. But also, not every day I'm doing that because if it's like, well, it's locked in and I have to do this, then that's not play.
It's a
That's
chore.
not pleasure.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, what would feel really good? Yesterday I was walking on the beach and I normally would listen to a podcast or something. I'm like, no, I'm going to listen to this other playlist. It's like a sensual playlist and I'm going to feel the sun on my skin. I was like, oh, whoa, this is amazing. This is just on a walk, right? So that's where we're doing those things because we're actually enjoying living our life, not thinking like our life is a job, that we have to get everything done. It's like, because then what? Then our life will be how it needs to be, but then what happens?
Well, living
particularly
for
if
what?
you're goal orientated,
Yeah.
you get the thing and then you're like, well, now what?
Now what?
Instead of going, oh, I get to get the thing, but also it's not about even the thing. It's about me enjoying it as I go,
Yeah.
which is a switch to have, and that's a really powerful switch for the nervous system. I can personally attest to
And that's
that.
not a new concept, right? Like it's
No,
the
it's
journey,
values-
the destination.
values-driven
but
or
it's,
goal.
It's actually hard
Yeah.
to put into practice,
But
I
it's
think.
so simple, right, that
Yeah.
we maybe underestimate it.
Yeah, and it's literally, it can be tiny things. It is going, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing it in a more playful or pleasurable way. I'm driving to work, but I'm going to blast the music and I'm just going to sing. There's something that it's my screensaver of my phone, and people always say, like, live every day like it's your last, but it's like live every day like it's your first. Because if it's your last, you might be like, well, I'm going to
reckless.
blow all my money and go
right,
through the red lights,
yes.
cheat on my husband, like
Yeah, all the
whatever you
things.
decide to do. It's like, oh no, live every day like it's your first. You're like, oh, what would I do?
Yeah.
That's
Where would I
interesting. I
start?
like
Yeah.
So what's the next fundamental then? With
So then
the
if we
next
think
tip?
about metabolism,
Yeah.
that's sunlight would be the main thing. So morning, the first thing that's in your eyes is sunlight. So avoiding blue light. Blue light is, you want to minimize it, but you just want to get the spectrum of the sun in the right order. Like if you think about sunrise, it's more of that yellowy hue. It's bringing out different wavelengths, and then it's like more at the peak. It's brighter, it's bluer, it's doing that, and then it goes down again. It's the same thing. We want to try and mimic that. Blood sugars, proteins and fats. We want to be prioritizing them. Carbohydrates aren't the devil, but it's looking at, okay, for me, I just go, does this meal have protein and fat in it? Great, because that's also going to fill me up longer. And I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, like why am I so ravished or I'm so stressed that I completely forgot to eat. And that happens to...
All right. But do you know what? I tried.
Don't worry, it happened to me the other day. I woke up at 5 and didn't eat till 3 p.m. It's like
and when
not a
you
good
do
idea.
that and then you start this protein fats, and I've tried to do that, it's so filling and I'm struggling to eat
Yeah.
more often, making sure they're like...
So ideally, and it changes hormones like leptin and all these things, which we won't get into, but this is where it's like, okay, having the sunlight rhythm set up in your day, but then also going, okay, having breakfast, having lunch, having dinner. And if you have meals that are well balanced, you often aren't like, oh, I need that chocolate bar at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Or I need that like coffee to keep me going.
Yeah.
I need those things because one, we've satiated that. And then if we go into the last fundamental, which is nutrients, the one thing that I would say is proper hydration, because a lot of the times if you are getting that 3 p.m. slump, or you're like, oh, whoa, I really need the coffee to wake me up in the morning, it's often because we don't have enough hydration with electrolytes and our sunlight is off. So because if you think about your cells like a bathtub full of water, if you put a hairdryer in that, right? But that's actually like, I want you to think of that as actually a good thing. I don't want people to go do that, but it's sort of like if your cells are hydrated, so you've got good water in there, and then the electrical current is like that sun coming in, it's like, whoa, that's like a supercharge of energy, right? That's actually how our cells generate the energy. So proper hydration. Often if you're someone that's like, oh, I get really tired or hungry at like 10 p.m. in between breakfast and lunch or in between lunch and dinner, it's often, okay, have a look. Did you get enough fat and protein in the meal that you ate? And also have you hydrated? Like have an electrolyte of some kind and wait 20 minutes and see how you feel. And you're like, oh, that craving for that chocolate bar or that coffee's gone away.
Yeah.
Okay. Because then you're not getting the cheap energy that you then need. You're getting driven or possibly cheap energy from your to-do list. You're like, I'll keep going because I got everything done on my to-do list, but that means I could have done more. Okay, I'll add more things on. It's like you just create this whole cycle.
What would you say? I mean, Kate and I've got young children. Like we're bringing up the next generation. With all of the things that you know now, how should we be parenting or talking to our children so that these things are instilled and they don't get to their 40s and start doing hair tests? And I'm sure it'll be different there. But, you know, when you talk about things like periods, it's a heavy period, it is what it is. Like, there's so many of those mantras, I think, that we all grew up with. What can we shift to make it better for that next generation?
I think it's getting curious about the body and having the connection and trust with it. That's what I often think. It's interesting with technology and AI and how this is transforming, say, the education system. Like, what are they even teaching in schools now? Like the whole school system of, well, get good grades, do this, and then you can go to university. It's like a lot of jobs now you don't even need to go to university.
Yeah.
Like, some obviously you do. If you're a doctor, I don't want you to be trained by
ChatGPT.
but it's going, okay, there's a lot of jobs that actually this system doesn't need, like it doesn't support that. So then I thought, well, how are they actually going to change the schooling system? What would you teach?
Yeah.
And it's like, how amazing and incredible would it be to teach body autonomy, connecting to your body and trusting that, because the way society is going, so much information, as you said, it's like you have at the click of a finger, you can get as much information as you want.
And misinformation.
Exactly. So this is the thing. It's having discernment.
Yeah.
So it's going, okay, yes, amazing. You've given me all this information. What feels right for me? And it's that. That's what I'd be teaching every child, person, adult now. And even like now, that's what I work on every single day. It's boundaries with your life. It's like, oh, I did these things. It's like, why did I even do that?
Yeah.
I knew I shouldn't have done that. How many times have we said that? Like, I knew that was going to be a bad idea, but I did it anyway. So it's helping our kids connect to and trust their body, and then taking the action that's in alignment with their body, not necessarily what they should do. Because it's interesting, even in your question, like, what should we be teaching our kids?
Yeah.
Yes.
What should we do?
Yes.
It's like, what a should is based on a societal perception giving us the pressure to do it.
Yeah.
What
So
will we
Yes.
Yeah.
know.
What can
How,
we?
yeah, I was going to say, how can we?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So I think it's ultimately it always comes back to the body. The body's going to tell you whether you like it or not. It'll tell you in little whispers, like gut instincts. Oh, that just feels like this. I don't really know why. That's often the energetics. It's like, I don't know why, but it's like it's keep coming at me that it has to be this. Like it's just, I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense, but that's what it is. And then sometimes it can be the little bit louder whispers of, oh, my hair's falling out a bit in the shower, but like, oh, that happens to everyone. Or I'm getting white spots on my fingernails, or dry skin, or heavy periods, or irregular periods. And, everyone just goes about that. Everyone just does the same thing in the system. Oh, take the pill or have this thing. But I know deep down that it's not actually, why do I even have that? Like no one's actually telling me why. But when we listen to our body and we understand it using this framework, it becomes much easier to go, okay, I'm just going to forget about the label or forget chasing it. It's a hormonal thing, or I need to do a detox, I need to do this. Just go, okay, how can I care for the fundamentals? Just come back to spaciousness, pleasure play, get your sunlight, balance your protein and fat, have some hydration. And literally just try that.
That really simplifies, doesn't it? Like that.
Just literally
It's
try
manageable.
That's really helpful, I think.
It seems like, oh yeah, duh. But also it's often that stuff that works. It's the fundamentals for a reason.
Yeah, but it's stuff everyone can.
Yeah.
You watch me just sliding through the office.
I can't wait to see you and I like so.
Just going to get your onesies, your lioness onesies.
Yeah, I know. I'll just be like lioness, Kate, lioness. That's going to be our word. They're going to think we're a bit.
Tracks. Oh, thank you so much. Honestly, that has been so great today. CMR are going to be donating to a charity of your choice with this episode.
Amazing.
Where can we be donating to?
I'm going to donate to RizeUp, so it's for family violence. And I wanted to donate there because it's one of the main thing. It's family violence, so it's how we can bring up our children in safe environments, but also helping people have those better boundaries, be able to have better communication, get into a safe environment as well. So I think that's always good for everyone's health and body and life. So I love what they do.
What a great choice. Anthea, it's been incredible today. I just literally am just like a sponge listening to you. Also, like you feel seen. Is there anything before we wrap that we haven't covered today?
Yeah, so when I developed this framework, I developed it because I was like, how do I help these people that are lost in the space between? And I have so many other friends that are practitioners and colleagues that are like, how do I help doing this? So if you're a practitioner listening and you're a nurse, a midwife, a chiropractor, osteopath, OT, I have GPs, psychiatrists that want to understand the body through this framework, I have practitioner training. So we have live events coming next year, but there's an online component now that you can start called Core Fundamentals. So you can find that on the website. But I really feel like that is an important thing to do, because what's happening and what we see, like we spoke with ChatGPT, is that a lot of people that come to me now, they're like, oh yeah, I put my results through ChatGPT or I put my symptoms through and it's telling me this, which it's an amazing tool, right? But we also need to be able to have practitioners and people that can view context and view history and the person right in front of them and understand it from this 360 view using that fundamental framework. So that's what I would I'd love to share as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got such a huge community. I think so many people would be so interested to hear that. And particularly that a nurse, like you just mentioned, all of our practitioners that we work with too, like that'll be fascinating.
I have so many nurses interested in doing this because, you'd see you develop that relationship with patients. I know I didn't even touch on it, but I had heart surgery when I was a teenager, and I still distinctly remember the nurses that I had. Like they are the people that I remember. Because I was a young teenager in a room by myself. My parents couldn't stay with me. It was like a scary thing. It was like they made you feel safe and seen, and that's what they're doing to every patient. So it's helping educate you as well, so then you can be like, oh, they're getting discharged and maybe like they could help themselves in these ways. So it's really cool.
And you've got a special gift for our community. What is that?
Yes, so we are offering a discount on the hair test. So if anyone is interested, it's called Test Your Fundamentals, obviously, because you get to know what your fundamentals are doing. And it's on our website. You'll be able to see the discount code in the show notes.
And to be clear, the hair test, you have to cut a piece of
was an
hair.
interesting day.
It was an interesting day. We have a girl that works for us who used to be a hairdresser, and we gave her a pair of kitchen scissors and said, rip in right at the back there if you could. And
She
so
thought we
she
were trying to trick her.
I didn't. I trusted her. And as she went to do it, I said, this could go really bad if you really hate me. And she laughed and said, it wasn't something I thought I'd be doing at work today, but let's have a go. So
Well, it's perfect that you had a hairdresser. I got my mum to do my first one, and she kitchen scissors shanked
Well,
it.
yes, because I
felt
think we
like
just
That's what this
assumed we'd be
is.
doing a bit of this, and then when we saw the
Yeah.
pictures and the
It's
diagrams,
actually
like,
from the root,
from
from
the
the
roots,
scalp.
it's from the scalp.
Yeah, 'cause that's
like
the
you
3
cut the
months.
whole piece out.
Yes, and then
Yeah.
you keep the 3 centimetres, and it covers the size of a 20-cent piece. So if you put the hair across it, it's like, oh, you can't see the 20-cent piece underneath. That's how much you put with it. So you take it. Actually, I've done over 5, and I still have.
Yeah, I was going
lots
to
of
say,
hair.
you got
Yes.
luscious
So it's
hair.
fine.
What about guys, though? Because
Yeah,
about
so-
my husband, I want to get him done, but it's too short.
Yeah, so this is what you can collect it over time.
Right.
So you can be like, okay, well, if he gets like really like number 1 at the back down here, you can be like, okay, we're going to get that, and then we're going to collect more because it's the weight. You have to have enough weight to test it because they test it 3 times for quality control and all the different things. So you can do that. I used to have male housemates and they did it. So I got some from the underneath, which was closer, and then I took some from the top. So it was sort of like a 3 centimetre average
Yeah.
without like cutting whole 3 centimetres from the top, obviously shaving it.
Underarms?
You can use underarms.
I did giggle. It didn't have to be from the head.
No, yeah. So basically, best is scalp.
Right.
Next is chest.
Yeah.
Women obviously don't have much chest hair,
No.
but men sometimes do. Armpit, then pubic.
Right.
If you are using other forms of hair, you need to really thoroughly wash it.
Yeah.
Because often, like for instance, with pubic hair, like soap residue builds up on it and it can throw off different levels
Yeah.
that are showing up. So it's always, but like we'll be able to see what type of hair sample it is on the test. But yeah,
Fantastic.
scalp is best.
Fantastic. No, we've found it insightful. We now got a lot of work to do with you, slowly chipping
just
away.
slowly.
Slowly. But thank you. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you here today, and what a great conversation.
Thank you so much for having me, girls.
We care for the land and sea.
We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land of which we meet, who for centuries have shared ancient methods of healing and cared for their communities. We pay our respects to elders past and present.